Hey everybody, Kimberly here, and I am thrilled to give you a sneak peek at Flat Out Games' latest game, Knitting Circle. Yes, it is a Calico game. And so what I'll do at the end of this video, after giving you an overview of what this game offers, is tell you whether or not I think I'd rather play Knitting Circle or Calico, the OG. All right, so here's what's going on in this game. Players are running a cat around a rondel. And as you do that in this opening drafting phase of every round, you will move your cat 1 or 2 spaces, and then you'll take one of those little knitting swatches and put that in your numbered space. You get to do this 4 times in each round. So I'm gonna start here as the Earl Grey cat, and all I do is just go 1 or 2 spaces. What am I looking for? There's going to be 2 different prints. You're going to see here it says knit, and then this is purl. And all you do is just simply knit is the kind of really rough look, and then purl is going to be that really tight weave. So you see that this is light blue. It's always going to be that, but it flips sides. So that's what's going to happen. You're going to have 2 of these on the outside of each space to take from. And if you are, let's say I'm right here behind Black Cat, which is my opponent over here, Midnight, you will not count the space where they are, and you will simply move 1 or 2 spaces. That's it. So you're going to be going around in this circle, and there are going to be up to 4 tiles available to you every single time you go. But as these get taken, 1, and then the next player goes, and then my second one, the next player goes, my third one, you're going to start to see that there are going to be those missing swatches. The really cool thing about the first player is that at the beginning of every round, the first player gets to take 1 of the 6 in the center, which is one of all 6 colors. They're all represented here. This also keeps track of our rounds. We have 6 rounds, and so you'll take 1 of those and you'll replace that with 1 of the ones on the edge. You'll take 1 away and put 1 from here into that space, matching knit or purl, which is really good. So let's say I take this purple one, and I say I want to exchange with this yellow, and I put this, and I take it, and I put it back in the bag. This is our little Knitting Circle bag. It has all of our cool stuff in it. So I'm going to keep that bag right there, and then I'm going to move 1, 2 spaces, and I'm going to take that purl. I'm going to take that purple. Now, why am I taking that purple? I have a token here. This is a button. They're so cute. These are buttons, and I want purple in one of my knitting items, or I want, in this case, blue and green to show up. So your circle buttons are going to be color associated, or those 6 types that you'll see out here. There's also really nice iconography to help you with colorblind. The other thing is you're going to have a pattern. This is the triangle button. This is going to be a pattern that you can have: stripes, solid, symmetrical, or color block. There are 4 of those different types. And then the last one is the type of clothing. Do you have a mitten, a sock, a hat, a sweater, a scarf, or long johns? And so when you go and grab these swatches, you're going to have 4 that you get to collect. At the very beginning of the game, players get to, and this is before we do what I just did, players are going to have 2 that they get to keep in their little basket. And this is going to be really helpful because they get to be either knit or purl, and you can always carry over 2 into the next round. So let's make sure we have all of our resources. Players also start with 1 of these items, and they suggest that you start with 1 of the 2 that you randomly drew from the piles of buttons. So I had a sweater and I had a scarf, so I chose a sweater. And over here, my opponent had hats and socks, so they could have done that, and they grabbed a hat and started. You can only have 2 knitting projects going at once. So I moved 1 to 2 spaces, and my opponent goes. They go 1 to 2 spaces. Let's have them go 1 space here and have them grab this green. Okay, fantastic. Back to me. We do this 4 times. So we are going to be grabbing those 4 items, and then we'll move into the action phase, which everyone does simultaneously. I love that it all happens all at once, and it's just a nice way to continue through the 6 rounds of the game rather quickly. So I'm going to move 1 to 2 spaces, and I want the purple, but the cat is sitting on the purple. So what if I went 1, 2, and I grabbed that purple? Great. Now they can't go here. They're looking for green, yellow, and purple, but yellow really isn't represented out here right now. We don't have, oh, but they've got yellow right here. So maybe they want to go for the green, the only remaining green out there. Let's, oh, they got the green already. What is the one that they want? They want blue or purple. Let's have them come here and we're going to grab that blue. We'll see. We're not sure exactly what we're starting, but we're starting something. All right, then I go and I'm going to move. Let's grab up this green guy right here, and then we're going to have blue. Let's try to grab this guy in case we need pearl or knit. And then my last move, I've got 2 purples, but it looks like, am I going for a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid purple? That's going to be really hard. Maybe I should go stripes with green or with pink. But I'm sitting here as Earl Grey, and I don't really have those choices. So let's go with solid, and I'll just do purple. Let's just try it out. Okay, then I'm going to give Lewis a chance to go. Light blue or pink. Let's go 1, and we'll get this knit. Okay. So all I did right there was just simply move through the draft phase. You do that 4 times, and these wheels are geared to make sure that you have enough players. So this is going to be the 3-player side. This is going to be the 4-player side, and it gives players more choices, and it takes longer to get around the rondelle. This is going to be that 1 to 2-player side. So you'll have different wheels for that movement. So the action phases all at the same time. All you're going to do is choose to start a garment. If you want to start a garment, you will discard the matching color of the particular type of item. So I'm going to discard this pink, and I'm going to take the top 2. I look at the 2 hats and I say, well, let me see if I can get a different hat. Okay, here's a different hat. So I just drew the same one. So here you're going to see that there's going to be bonuses in the center. There are going to be bonuses at the bottom. This is going to be in-game bonus. You're going to have a little paw. If you want to get this one, it's going to be in the game. And then this one's going to be at the end of the game. So it's 1 victory point for every garment with 2 buttons. So let's say I grab this one. I'm going to stick it right there, and I'm going to put that, I'm starting it out. And I'm going to put this at the bottom of the hat deck. That's one of the things that players can do. I can't start any more garments. I have all the ones I can get. And now at this point, all you do is knit. So if I put down my knit, I have to go purl is one direction, then I have to go knit is that direction, and then I have to do purl, and then I'm going to do this one, and it says draw a tile. Notice that they go opposites. You have to make them go exactly the way that they go. This one you can always from your basket turn it one side or the other side. It's okay to do either side. So I'm going to reach in the bag and draw, and I hope I get a purple. Let's see what I get. I'm going to get, oh my gosh, I did it. Okay, so I take this purple, and I totally want to do it. Because if I put this down like that, I can say I'm done because I have reached the minimum level of my garment. So let me show you another sweater up close. Sweaters start up here, they go down, and you'll see that there is this line, a threshold. This is optional. This is where you end if you want to finish the garment. You can tie it off. It's a shorter sweater. This is a longer sweater. But if you go further, you're going to get 1 more victory point at the end of the game. I get 5 when I finish now, but I'll get one of those paw tokens. But I will get this down here for sure. So if you go extra, usually you get an extra bonus, and you might need to do that for your pattern. So that's going to be what I do. I finish and I say, I'm going to complete a garment. I'm going to remove this image so I get to have it for later. And then I'm going to check my buttons. I did a solid purple pattern. So this solid is going to give me 4 victory points. This is a triangle button. I'm going to put it above it. I also have purple represented. So I'm going to take this button and I'm going to put that above it. And then I'm going to look over here. Yes, I finished a sweater. And so I'm going to get 3 points. So I essentially was able to get 3 buttons, which is the max amount. And you can only get 1 of each type. You can't have 2 triangles, 2 circles, or 2 squares. You can only have 1 of each type. But I'm going to complete that garment, so now I am done. That's it. And players are just going to keep all of their garments just lined up, and they're going to be working on up to 2 at a time, and they're just going to have their buttons above them. So this tile I'm going to save for later, so I just take it and put it down there. Notice that it was up here. I'm going to put it down there. Now players, during this round end, you're going to move any leftover yarn to your yarn bowl, which I just did. You're going to refill your space with your buttons. So let me reach in here. These would normally be on the table, but I have them in a sack. So I've got this guy is my circle. I'm going to reach in here and grab my triangle. Oop, I got another stripes. And then I'm going to reach in here and grab this guy. This is my square, and it looks like I got a mitten. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to put these guys back, and now it says prepare the central basket for the next round. So as the lead player, because I have the lead player button, I'm going to take in here and I'm going to put out new tiles based on the particular type. So I'm going to start with Pearl where I am. I'm the gray cat, so I start there, and then you just work your way around. And you're going to add 2 of these guys here. I'm going to add 1 here because there's already 1 down. And then I'm going to add 1 here, make sure that it's on that knit side. 1 down here, and then 1 over there. And let's see here. Wow, a lot of blue. A lot of blue out there, dark blue. Then I'm going to pass this to the next player. Now, my other player didn't go. I didn't show them, but what I showed you is all you do on your turn. This is knitting circle. We will do this 6 times, and you will again continue building and knitting all of these different items. You will be adding up the points for as far as you knit. So if you don't finish all the way down to the optional space, that's okay. I'll get 5 points and I'll get 4 points. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points just for that sweater in that very first round, which was amazing. I have a hat ready to go. I can also turn this back in and get a sweater, but I probably want to get a mittens or a scarf, and that would be really, really helpful to make sure that I can get as many buttons down as possible. So here's the thing. There is this paw. It's called grabby paws. Everyone starts with 1. You probably saw it on my board already. If you want to pay your grabby paws, what you do is you will just sift through and look exactly for the one you want. I want that yellow, and I put it in my knitting basket, and I say, yes, done. Let's say you've taken a variety of these for your turn, and you need this dark blue to not be on the pearl side. You want it to be on the other side. You can pay one of your other swatches, and you can put it back in the bag and flip to the side you want for another token, for another one of your little guys. So that's cool. That's another feature to the game. And if you, for some reason, knit something that doesn't earn a single button, you get this bad cat symbol. And it's the sad, angry cat, and it gives you -3 points. So try hard to make sure that you have at least 1 button on all of your items so that you don't receive the -3. There are a variety of these bonuses, and there are a variety of patterns, and they have the guide down at the very bottom. Do I think that this outdoes Calico? Yes, I do. I really do. I think I would rather play Knitting Circle over Calico for a couple reasons. The first one is, in Calico, you're picking between one of 2 tiles to play into your player board, and then you draw from one of 3 in the center to replace it. In this game, you have the rondelle, and your choices are a little bit more varied. Because what you're doing is you're moving your cat around 1 to 2 spaces, skipping other cats, which means that they do block, and you might be wanting something where they're standing, but you'll have to move past them or stay behind them in order to grab that particular swatch. But you have the choice, and not only that, you're picking between the knit and the pearl, which is the side that you want that particular token on. And so you're planning for maybe more than 1 garment, but they're not connected. In Calico, your whole board is generally, I would say it's connected. When you play a tile down, it's going to be a variety of things connected for cat bonuses, for those patterns, but also about the central tiles that you play where they might be interacting with some of the other scoring tiles that you have in your board. And here you have these variety of buttons to pick from that could apply to any number of your upcoming garments that you're knitting. And I think that the flexibility in this game is there. I love that rondelle feature. I think there's more to pick from. And when it's your turn to actually play out all your stuff, everyone just goes at the same time. I think that's brilliant. I love how fast it is. I love how just easy it is to do. And you have all these different choices while you have to build your knitting items from top to bottom, and they must be starting with your purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and it has to alternate back and forth. You can say, I want this one to go, and then I want this one to go, and then I want this one to go. And so what you're doing is you're taking them from a variety of places where you have up to 6 to pick from. Maybe grabby paws gives you 7. Maybe putting down a tile on top of draw one from the bag gives you yet another one to pick from that goes into your basket, so it can be either knit or purl. I just love that flexibility, and I love the opportunity to score more points on these particular items, from mittens to socks to hats to long johns. I think this has just a lot to offer players. So I probably, for my 30 to 45 minute abstract grabbing tile, calico kitty cat game, I'm going to pick Knitting Circle. I really do think that this is lovely. I think there's a lot to like here, and probably gonna pick it over Calico, despite maybe all the pushback I'll get. But we'll see. We'll see what people think about this, because I think they're both really strong games. I think they have lovely themes. And the coolest thing about Knitting Circle is if you have both, like I do, there's actually going to be a mini expansion, components in Knitting Circle while it's a standalone, that will go back and allow you to play Calico with an extra added feature. So there's no need for anybody to pick one over the other. You can actually pick both. So when you get Knitting Circle, you are going to get that extra added feature that you can bring all the way back to your Calico game. So really, really enjoyed this. Just loved giving you that sneak peek preview of what Knitting Circle offers as that core mechanic and what's really, really cool about it. Okay, so that's going to be it for me. I will see you later, folks. Bye.